So, good day, everyone. How's everyone doing? We trust that you're well. We hope you're good. Welcome to Uncensored, the Truth About Money. Thank you so much for joining us. So, last week we were talking about credit score, right? Obviously, we had like a lengthy discussion and advice on how to build a credit score and why a credit score matters and all those things and why you need a credit score, right? To have like a good credit score. So today, because obviously we didn't finish last week, so today we just it's just a follow up from that episode and just to add more meat to what we previously discussed, right? But Sams, how are you doing?
100%, my brother. I hope everyone's keeping warm.
I hope so. Ki winter.
You intend that.
Right. So we were talking about credit scores, right? Just a little bit of recap. Why do credit scores matter? Why is it important for me to have a good credit score?
All right, so just two things. Number one, credit score is important for financial institutions to grant you credit. And number two is so that they can give you a good interest rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's move on then. How do I then build a credit score with no credit?
All right, so thing is you have to have credit for you to build a credit score. But now, obviously, just to answer your question, so there's what they call secured credit cards or prepaid credit cards where you use your money. So it's like a facility that has a very low limit where you use your funds to actually, top up that credit card. And then from there, you are able to build, your credit score. But obviously that there is, it takes a long time. So obviously the quickest way is for you to get like a retail account and then start paying that, every single month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Then how do I then maintain health on my credit score?
So basically how you maintain your health on your credit score is number one, you need to pay your credit, your debit orders on time, or you need to pay your accounts on time. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Number two is that you can pay your accounts on time, but not pay the full amount. So number two, pay the full amount, all right? And don't skip any debit orders, if I may put it that way. Number three is to check your credit score regularly, just to see where you are. And the nice thing is that I think there's a website called ClearScore. So on ClearScore, they actually show you all the credits that you have. Like I remember I had a Virgin Active account. I had a Virgin Active account.
Yeah.
And what happened was that I forgot about it. Like I didn't go to gym. I didn't pay it. Yeah. And they keep calling you.
Sure.
I know you need to pay your account. And I forgot about it and they stopped calling. So when I went on ClearScore, it actually showed that, hey, dude, you still have that account. Yeah. So go on websites, they'll show all the the credits that you have in place, and you can be able to basically take it from there. And then if you are in debt review or you're in default or judgment, my take is this. So obviously they can't offer you more credit. My thing is this, start with the smallest one and start alleviating all those bad debts. Well, not bad debts, but like all those judgments or defaults, slowly so that you can get in good health standing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to obviously just off ramp a little bit. So is there a difference between being in default and being in judgment?
So being in default is if, let's say they call you, so you owe Standard Bank.
Sure.
You took a personal loan with Standard Bank. You skipped the first month. Then they call you. Junior, you need to update. So that's being in default.
Okay.
Being in judgment is when you don't pay for like 3 months or 4 months, and then they hand over your account to these not debt review, but to attorneys. They call them the attorneys, right? So those people, they buy the account from Standard Bank. So then you get people who call you now. So not Standard Bank that calls you. You get ABC attorneys calling you saying, listen, you need to pay this debt here. So that's now when you are in judgment.
It's funny. So I'm asking because my follow-up question is then, how do you then, let's say you're in judgment, how do you then sort of like get your credit score to a good point again, right? For example, my account is in judgment as we speak. So that was the gym,
Gym.
gym company.
Gym. We didn't get gym.
That was that like
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, recently, I just received an email that now my school account has then been handed over to lawyers. Well, debt collection, right? So then now I'm thinking, obviously, that has a huge knock or a negative effect on my credit score. How do I then fix that?
So the first thing is don't avoid those calls. When you avoid those calls, you're just making situations like worse. My thing is this: if they do call you, say, listen, you need to pay 300 rand every single month, and let's say, for example, you don't have that 300 rand, you just work out a payment plan of 50 rand every single month. In that way, they won't call you. Another thing as well is that it'll work in your favor in the sense that you'll be at least contributing towards that leso or that loan. Because remember, by you avoiding it, you're just making the situation much worse. So they'll call you, I know, hey, am I speaking to Junior Kama Sango? Yes, you are speaking to, hey, please confirm your ID number. You know, the whole jargon, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, please can you confirm how much you're going to pay? So don't say, no, sisang sebenzi, you know. Don't give them excuses. Like, just commit to, like, even if it's 20 rand, but as long as you're contributing something, then they'll stop calling. Because remember, even when they call you, they charge you. Even when they send you a message.
Is it?
Yes. So it's not for free. Yes, those calls they charge you. Plus, there's still interest that they add onto that debt. Plus, when they send you an SMS to say, Junior, you are still owing us, they charge you as well. So by you committing to at least paying something, even if it's $50, you're working towards, getting a better credit score, if I may put it that way, or being in good standing.
Sure.
Yeah. Now I was there as well, my man. I was there. And the thing is, when you're in that situation, you can't get credit anyway. Like, you can't even say, I need a personal loan somewhere. Or I need to go take out a contract for a phone. Like, you can't do anything. Like, you're literally tied. So the younger you are, the better it is just to take responsibility.
And how can your debt be like wiped off completely?
I wish. I've never heard of that. There's rumors, yes, that say, your debt can be...
Yeah, I've heard those rumors as well.
Can be taken away, but to my knowledge and understanding, there hasn't been, like, I've never heard of someone who says, no, my debt was taken away. Another mistake that you must not do, which they don't tell you, is do not, there's people who do like, consolidating debts. So what you do is that Uchunia has 5, let's say, accounts that he owes, and he's in judgment with all of these accounts, and then you get this company that consolidates them, and then being under debt review, let's put it that way. Being under debt review is even worse. Like, it's because you have to pay all of those things, then only get out, then only can you apply for credit or whatever. So my thing is this: don't go to debt review. Rather settle those accounts slowly but surely. You'll get into the light.
Deal with them like a man.
No, don't run away, man. Don't run away.
How is a credit score calculated?
All right. So credit score is a combination. So I never knew this until I had to do my research. Ne? So a credit score is so it contributes of 4 factors. Okay. So number 1, your payment history. So how well you've been paying. So that contributes 35%. Okay. Number 2 is the length of history. So how long you've had the debt for, so that counts for 15%.
Does it work out better for when you pay the debt sooner than expected, or when you take time to pay the debt, but they can see, obviously you're taking time, but they can see that you are committed to paying this debt.
So my thing is this: if it's bad debt, pay it as soon as possible.
Okay.
But don't close it. Like if it's a credit card,
Okay.
like pay it off. There's a ratio. There's a 30% ratio. So don't have more than 30% as a balance in your credit card. You know. So if let's say your limit is 10,000 rand,
Yeah.
don't now be at 66,000 rand or 5,000 rand. You know, in your credit card, keep it at least under 3,000 rand. So, and then that was number one. So, and number three, sorry, is the type of credit. So, remember in the previous episode, we covered bad debt and, good credit and bad credit.
Yeah.
So, the type of credit that you accumulate also matters as well. So, obviously, good debt or good credit, which is for assets, like your bonds and your vehicles. So that one there plays a bigger role than your bad debt. But although you still need, the bad credit, but the good credit also counts. And then your recent credit searches. So, see, recent credit searches, if, let's say, for example, you're just checking regularly how much, your credit score, where are you? So it also contributes as well. So that's just basically a combination of how your credit score is calculated. Yeah.
And obviously, you're saying there are online platforms where you can calculate your
And they're
credit
free.
score.
You don't have to pay for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they basically, tell you what your credit score is. Yeah.
Cool. I think that's it from my side, Prathamza. If you are happy that we can lay this topic to rest, then definitely.
So I think it's something that people don't consider. I think it's a very, very important. Like when I was young, I didn't care about it. Like I remember I went to FNB. They told me, "Hey, you qualify for 10,000." And I took the 10,000. I don't know what I did with it, And they're like, please pay for the debt. I was like,
Yeah,
But I didn't know what there's something called a credit score that works in your favor if you are paying your debts good. Because like in families, they don't talk about such. Like your father won't sit you down and say, son, there's something called a credit score. And this is how you accumulate good credit, With other people, what they do is that if their child is still in high school, right, or even in primary school, they open a bank account. I mean, not a bank account, a retail account for Sheeny or whatever, and they buy with that account. So by the time the child is an adult, they've already got a credit score. By the time they are 18, they already have a good credit score because they've had this account since they were in primary school. You know what I'm saying? So hence I say that these are the conversations that we need to have, because one day when I want to buy a car, on your first job, then they're like, hey, when you're a kolota, you need to pay for, all these gym fees and all Virgin Active and gym company and all these things.
You're absolutely right. Like it's important to have like these conversations, especially with your kids, because I remember like there's a lot of bad connotation attached with like having credit or debt.
Yeah.
And I just a personal experience. I grew up in a home where my granddad, he bought everything in terms of furniture, and up to a point where he was not able to pay back, to pay for that furniture. And obviously, as you would know, there was still Louis at the time. It's still there. Louis is still there. Your Louis, they came. They came and took what's theirs. And as a child growing up, you're thinking to yourself, I will never take anything on credit. I'll do everything cash. But at the same time, you as you're saying now, that's why we're talking about this, is because it is important for you to build a good credit for in case you want to buy, to make that big purchase. You are gonna need some sort of funding. So
No, you need to do it, man. Like that's why you need to get into debt to get debt.
Yeah.
You need to get into credit for you to get credit.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. Then I say, one day you'll want to buy a house, but where does it start? Because it's so sad if you can afford to pay that house, or you can afford to pay that car, but because of your credit score, like of all the calls you've been ignoring, now it catches up with you. So somewhere, somehow it will catch up with you, whether you do it the right way or the wrong way.
Yeah.
So
Just a quick question, a little bit off. If let's say you apply for something, right? Okay, let's say for example you apply for financing for a car, and obviously they go to banks and try to get you that finance, right? If then the banks reject you, do they have the liberty to disclose as to why they rejected
Yeah.
your application?
Yeah. So they tell you either it's affordability or
Yeah.
your credit score is like bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with cars, they're not really that much fussy. It's like with houses.
Yeah.
That's when like they tell you, good, no, your affordability is not right. Or your credit score is too low. You need to fix that. You know what I'm saying? But they do tell you, and then what happens that you need to go fix it. Like I remember, I think we covered that I think it was season 1 in one of the episodes on home loans actually,
Okay.
where we told people to go with the process of applying. Like if you want a house, go in the process of applying for a house.
Yeah.
And if you get rejected, they'll let you know this is what you need to fix, and then you go back and fix what you need to fix.
Completely get you. We are way out of time. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Obviously, you can continue with the conversation on our Instagram, or you can just comment on YouTube on the comment section below. Your experiences with credit, how you would like to be helped, or if you need any advice. I mean, Pratamza is always here to give advice freely, So we won't charge you. So on Instagram, we are uncensored _ the truth about money. And please note that this episode is also available as audio on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, as well as Spotify. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We appreciate it. Pratamza, anything?
No. Stay warm, stay safe, stay blessed.
Amen. Cheers.